Arsenije IV Jovanović Šakabenta was the Archbishop of Peć and Serbian Patriarch from 1725 to 1737 and Metropolitan of Karlovci from 1737 to his death in 1748. He commissioned the Slavic heraldic bearings called Stemmatographia. He opened the first official academy of painting at his Metropolitanate of Karlovci after the artistic and cultural reforms were commenced under the auspices and blessing of Vikentije Jovanović. His predecessor. Biography. Only Arsineje's date of birth, 1698, is known. He had a younger brother, Andrea, who was a priest, and a sister who married Prince Archbishop Raskovic. Arsinije was consecrated bishop in 1722 at a very young age. He was appointed Metropolitan of Raska and was the successor of Serbian Patriarch Mojsije. Because of old age, Patriarch Mojsije decided to retire and enthroned Arsinije IV himself on February 1829 in 1725. Arsinije continued the policies of his predecessors. He traveled extensively and negotiated with the Austrians in order to liberate his people from Turkish rule. When the Turkish-Austrian War broke out, the Serbs rebelled against the Turks. The Turks wanted to capture and kill Patriarch Arsinije IV, but he escaped. After the Austrians were defeated, Arsinije escaped to Austria along with many other refugees. After the peace treaty was signed, the Turks retained the city of Belgrade, Serbia, Montenegro and Macedonia under the all-encompassing yoke of Kosovo Vilaye, and the members of the ruling body of the Ottoman Porte, to add insult to injury, selected and appointed a new patriarch in Peć, Jovanović III. For the trusted Fanariots, the Austrian government continued to recognize Arsinije IV as the Patriarch and gave him administrative authority of the Metropolitanate of Karlovci, a position in which he had difficulties maintaining Serbian privileges. Treaty of Belgrade. With the 1739 Treaty of Belgrade, which ended the Austro-Turkish War 1737 to 1739, the Kingdom of Serbia ceased to exist. The Ottoman Sultan deposed the pro-Serbian Patriarch of Peć Arsinije IV and in his place appointed the Greek Joannisius, who took the title of Archbishop of Peć and Patriarch of the Serbs. The entry of Patriarch Arsinije IV Jovanović into Belgrade was symbolic of many things in the minds of simple folk. The entry celebrated the long-awaited arrival of Arsinije IV, the Patriarch of Peć, into Belgrade to take up the position of spiritual leader of the Orthodox faithful in Austria. Arsinije IV commissioned Pavle Nenadović, a clergyman and poet from the town of Karlovci, to compose a heraldic handbook, Stemmatographia. This heraldic album was modeled after a book of the same title on Slavonic heraldic bearings, engraved in 1701 by Croatian poet Pavorita Vitezović. Arsinije IV's Stemmatographia was perceived by some as an illustrated political program that was supposed to act both as a verification of the Serbian historical past and as a clear geopolitical statement of the lands belonging to the Serbs in the Balkans. His intention, however, was educational, and for this work he hired three people: Risto Forjaforović, originally from Dodron as an artist, German-born Thomas Mesmer as an engraver, and clergyman Pavle Nenadović as a poet. Arsinije IV was well aware of the power of communication that printed imagery had in those early days of the printing press and the art of engraving. His Stemmatographia was widely distributed among the Serbian villages and towns in the then Habsburg-occupied Serbian lands, and in Imperial Russia where Serbian colonies existed. The previous Patriarch Arsenije IV moved north to the Habsburg monarchy along with many Serbs, in what is known as the Second Serbian Migration. Arsenije IV became Metropolitan of Karlovci, maintaining however deep connections with the Serbs who remained in the Ottoman Empire, particularly the Kosovo Vilayet, now under the Phanariot jurisdiction of Jovanović. Jovanović remained Patriarch of Pec until 1746, when, burdened with debts due to his high living, he was forced to sell the title to pay his creditors. He was succeeded by Archbishop II, Academy of Painting. The artistic and cultural reforms commenced in Sremski Karlovci under the auspices and blessing of Metropolitan Vikentije Jovanović, was reinforced under his successor Arsenije IV Jovanović Šakabenta, who opened the first official Academy of Painting at his court in the Metropolitanate of Karlovci, and put the entire production of religious art under the firm control of the Serbian Orthodox Church. In 1743 he made an official proclamation in which he invited all those interested in the fine arts to join his Academy of Painting at Karlovci. For that purpose he invited two painters, Jov Vasilijević and Vasilija Romanović, from Kiev to join the teaching staff at the school. The inauguration of the Academy of Painting in Karlovci would mark the beginning of a new style and artistic idiom, and even more significantly, a novel understanding of the sacred images and its functions. Title: Arsenije signed himself Arsenije, by the grace of God, Archbishop of Pec and Patriarch of all Serbs and Bulgarians and all of Illyria.